Today we are heading to Italy to take over the Italian champions, Inter Milan. Of course, in 22-23 they have been in the Champions League final, narrowly losing out to Manchester City 1-0. And last time they won the Champions League was in 2009-2010 under that super team. So today, the task of Rebuild Sombrero is to take over this Inter side and win as many trophies as possible. The points tally briefly explained here. 5 points you get for winning the UEFA Champions League. 3 points for winning Serie A in this case. Also 3 points for winning the Europa League or the Europa Conference League. And then finally 1 point for any other cup competitions, like the Italian Cup. We have 104 million at the beginning of this takeover, a tasty budget. For this Inter side, I don't really know. I do think that they are in real life playing gig and pressing style of play, so that's what we are going to do in this league, of course, where we are one of the strongest sides. So apart from the goalkeeping department, where there is only 1-star coaches, we have maxed out the coaching outlets here in midfield, defense and attack, and we are further going to progress that in the upcoming seasons. We also have a 4-star, 5-star default scout in Giuseppe Berardi that we are going to send to Italy for 9 months. Looking at this team, a couple of players out of position like Mkhitaryan and Çalhanoğlu, also a 5 at the back system that I don't really appreciate. I know they have played very well this season, last few seasons actually, Inter. But still, I don't really like that that formation here. A little bit of a Christmas tree. I've changed the formation here to a 3-5-2 for the moment. Dumfries at right midfield, but he's on a -3, so we need to fix that. But otherwise, the squad depth is a bit of a problem. You can see some talents like Bisek, like Fratesi 2381, but most of the others are really old. So Cuadrado is really old. He's 35. We have Alexis Sanchez 34, Arnautovic 34, De Vrij, the backup centre-back 31, so we need to work on that. We'll probably need a new striker as a backup at least, because both 34-80 rated, they will go down from here. What I've also realized is that Davide Fratesi is on loan to us from Sassuolo, so one of our 3 transfers per season will have to go into signing him up if we want to do so. In the default youth academy, there is one player, Ricardo Ferreira from Argentina, 16 years of age, 65 overall already, 77 to 94 potential. He's going to get signed up immediately. I'm not going to waste my time. Or maybe even converting him to a right winger or even a right midfielder. I don't know if that will work. 17 weeks is a bit much. Left midfielder the same. I think I'm going to convert him to a left midfielder. We are going to terminate the loan of Audero, who is on loan to us, because we are not going to use him anyway, not going to buy him. I'm also terminating the loan of Carlos Augusto, because I think I can get a better winger in there. That's one of my transfer targets. And then Arnautovic is also going to return to his parent club, I think Bologna. I have recalled both Satriano as well as Joaquin Correa to give us some squad depth in the offensive positions, because it's really bleak over there. In the meantime, we have sold a whole list of players in Sensi to Napoli for 16.3 million. Darmian to Barcelona of all clubs, the 33-year-old. We got 16 million for him, not bad. Which means that we'll now have 140 million in our bank. We have made our first signing. A man who was already at the club, of course, you were going to know it. A central midfielder with a lot of potential, an Italian. Davide Fratesi joining us from Sassuolo for 34 million, plus Davy Klaassen, who was only going down in overall and up in age. Second man into the club, an Italian goalkeeper who was playing in Italy just a couple of seasons ago. Here he comes into the offices of Inter Milan, a man who replaces Jan Sommer in the long haul. It is Guillermo Vicario joining us from Spurs for 50 million on the dot. A lot of money we had to forge out. We want to rejuvenate the age, of course, of this Inter Milan side. And therefore, we need a bit of an upgrade on the right midfield / right wing back spot, where, of course, Dumfries cannot play after all. That's why we have gone in for a 22-year-old, 84 rated player, Jeremy Frimpong, joining us from Bayer Leverkusen after that invincible season in the Bundesliga. 68 million he cost us, an arm and a leg. In the meantime, we changed Federico Di Marco's position to a left midfielder from a left wing back, and he goes up by 1 even. Good decision to have made here. We're also going to change Denzel Dumfries' plan from a right wing back to a centre back in this case. I'm really interested to see what happens. He goes up by 1 to a 82. And so this is the final Inter squad for the first season. I mean, not a bad looking side. Frimpong converting to a right midfielder. Mkhitaryan maybe a weak link. We might just swap him out with Fratesi, but for now, I'm gonna leave it like that. Thuram and Martinez up top, I'm expecting a lot of them. And then we have Vicario now on the bench, but he will certainly play a big role in the future. Tell you what, guys, we were so close to the Serie A in our first season with Inter, but on same points we lost the league. I don't even know if head-to-head or goal difference counts here, but oh well, we have lost the league. However, we have won the Super Cup, the EA Sports Super Cup, our first point on the board. And we've also won and again beaten Napoli in the Coppa Italia final to make it 2 points. Well done, lads. In the Champions League, we only came second in our group, of course the real-life group from last season, with Real Sociedad topping. Round of 16 though, we got absolutely humiliated by Atletico Madrid, losing 4-1 on aggregate. While the stats are being led by Martinez, 20 goals for Lautaro, 19 goals for Çalhanoğlu from central midfield. What a beast, 10 assists even. The Turkish maestro. 17 goals for Thuram, 11 even for backup striker Sanchez, who is now down to 76 though. I mean, the team is coming together nicely here. Bastoni, I can see, up to an 89. Barella up to an 88. Martinez up to a 90. Thuram up to an 84. Frimpong, right midfielder, we have converted him. He's up to an 87. Although, well, the manager rating isn't great. We haven't won the league. We have been knocked out in the round of 16. The expectation of the board was outrageous as well, like reaching the final. But, oh well, we've made 2 points of course, the first season. To start off the second season with Inter, we have made a couple of sales. Correa to Monaco, Van Huysden to Gladbach, Radu returned from loan to Salernitana, Stankovic to Rangers, Salcedo to Southampton, and then a whole list of loans, as you can see. I've also forgot to tell you that Francesco Acerbi is going to leave the club because he is unhappy. He's going to go to Liverpool, actually. Which leaves us with about 164 million for 3 players. And as of course Acerbi has left us, and De Vries, for example, gets older and older, we needed an upgrade at the centre-back spot to play alongside Bastoni in that 3 at the back. Here he comes, our new centre-back, Sven Botman from Newcastle United, a player I don't usually sign, but I thought it would be fun, and let's see here. Now hear me out, boys. I'm about to make a crazy transfer here. 250k wages, 2.4 million signing on bonus, and even that is not enough to sign one of the world's best midfielders. He's 33, but to pass up on such an opportunity would be silly. It wiped out our entire budget, but here he is, signing on. It is Kevin De Bruyne joining us. As I said, his contract was expiring. 65 million we got him for. 2 transfers and our entire budget nearly is wiped out. 6 million left. We can't do anything with that, so 2 transferred it is. Some more news as Cuadrado, Mkhitaryan and Sanchez are all retiring at the end of this season. So thank you for your services, mate. But goodbye. Now our backline and midfield look fantastic now. Barella, De Bruyne and Çalhanoğlu, 3 of the world's best midfielders. Botman strengthening that backline alongside Bastoni and Pavard. I have found 2 Italian ballers from the youth academy in Giorgio Ferrari, 1770 overall, and then Daniele Martinelli, 1867 overall, both of them with bags of potential, so let's promote both of them. Next season already we've also sold Jan Sommer, who is now 36, 83 overall. We got 6.8 million for him from West Ham. And at the end of the Serie A season we get our first title, league title. of this takeover. 10 points ahead of Napoli, 92 points for the season in Serie A, 3 points onto actually the leaderboard. However, no Supercoppa as Juventus win that on penalties. No Coppa Italia either as Lazio win that over Monza. We've been knocked out in the round of 16 by Modena from the second division. What an embarrassment. In the Champions League, we came second in a group with Sporting, Sparta Praha and Besiktas, actually a quite easy group. We then faced Borussia Dortmund and defeated them in the round of 16. And then got through Benfica in the quarterfinals 3-2. But then, oh my god, we lost very narrowly against Barcelona 9-8 on penalties after 2-2 on aggregate. How unlucky can you be? And in the end, it is Barcelona defeating Liverpool to win the Champions League. This season, it is Nicolo Barella's world. 19 goals, 8 assists for the central midfielder. We have 15 goals for Martinez, 14 for Thuram, 12 for Di Marco, 10 for De Bruyne even, 9 for Çalhanoğlu. Thuram and Martinez, still the top dogs here, of course, up top. And our midfield is absolutely world class. 90, 89, 89. De Bruyne has gone down a little bit. He's now 34, but still an absolute world beater. Frimpong up to an 89. Di Marco 87. We have Bastoni up to a 90. Botman 85. Pavard 85. Vicario 86. Within 2 seasons, we have collected 5 points. Let's jump into season number 3. In season number 3, our transfer budget will be about 261 million. And that's because, among others, we have sold players like Esposito, Buchanan, Esposito, the other one, I think that's his brother, and then loaned out Zanotti and Franco, the youth academy prospect. As Jan Sommer had left us, we needed a new backup goalkeeper, and that's where we have gone in for a Ukrainian goalkeeper. Andriy Lunin joining us from Monza of all teams here. 38 million on the dot. Second, we go in for a very big player, a Nigerian striker. And no, it's not Victor Osimhen. Victor Boniface joining us from Leverkusen for 86 million. And finally, last but not least, a third transfer into the club. A player I looked at last season already. From, of course, the Netherlands. It is Xavi Simons coming into the club for 88 million, so we've splashed the cash once again. I am converting Xavi Simons into a left midfielder, just to give us that little bit more option on the left. This team is coming together pretty nicely here, I have to say. We haven't changed a single spot in the starting 11, but the bench is now much better. Andriy Lunin in goal, of course, 26-82. Xavi Simons, a cam, / left midfield, of course, he's 22-85. And then the big man up top, Victor Boniface. I'm sure he will compete to get at least one of those spots here from Thuram and Martinez. I am converting Simons to a left midfielder from a cam, and he stays at an 85, but only about 6 weeks to go up to an 86. The third season, it is pain, as we only finished in 3rd place, behind the likes of Milan and Juventus. Ahead of Napoli, we will play Champions League football, but that was the least we could do. We've even lost the Super Cup, the Italian Super Cup, 2-1 to Lazio. And in the Coppa Italia, we have been knocked out on away goals in the semi-finals to Juventus, who went on to defeat Milan on penalties in the final. The Champions League started off with mixed feelings as we finished second in our group behind Frankfurt and 6 points ahead of Liverpool in 3rd. Round of 16, we scraped past Real Madrid. Good job, boys. 5-4 on penalties. Quarterfinals, we absolutely tanked Napoli 5-1. But in the semis, oh my god, we have been knocked out on penalties by Arsenal of all teams. I mean, Lautaro Martinez, what a season for him. 31 goals, 18 goals and 10 assists for De Bruyne, only down by 1 as well at 35 years of age. Di Marco with a legendary season as well, 11 goals and 9 assists. How is it possible that with these kind of ratings, these kind of superstars, we didn't even make 1 single point in season number 3. I will never know, lads. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, guys. This has been our weakest season so far with the best squad we've got. But apparently this squad still needs a lot of improvements. Let's see and jump into season number 4. To start off this fourth season, we go in for an absolute superstar, world class, from Real Madrid in this save, but in real life he plays for Manchester City. The Portuguese centre-back Ruben Dias joining us from Madrid for 130 million. What an upgrade in our centre-back spot. Second player we get into the club for this fourth season is an Italian central midfielder, a man rather for the future than for the present. He used to play for Roma, his contract was expiring. Here, of course, he plays for Chelsea. That's where we snapped him up from for 25 measly million. I also fire our 4-star, 5-star scout, just because, as you can see, we have Gianmarco Palmieri, a 5-star, 5-star scout. After those two transfers, we still have about 265 million. Unbelievable amount of money. That's also mainly because we have sold the whole Easter players. Bianchi to Spurs for 3.4 million, the former Youth Academy player. Agume to Stade Rennais for 35 million. Zanotti to Crystal Palace for 70 million. He's only 79 rated. What a deal. Aslani for 36 to Napoli. I was in two minds about this guy because he's 81 rated, but we have just bought Bove. Martinelli on loan, of course, another Youth Academy player. Carboni also on loan, and then Ferrari on loan, and we have sold Oristanio to Milan of all clubs. I didn't even see that at first. I am contemplating buying a better striker than Thuram. Also, Botman hasn't really convinced me yet. De Bruyne is also going down in overall. I'm not sure what to do now. I couldn't let that big money go to waste, and so I've decided to splash the cash on a midfielder for present and future. But yes, our midfield is stacked right now, especially the central positions. As I have just signed Pedri for 202 million from Barcelona. I wanted to sign Gavi first, but he was already on AC Milan, so I thought, why not bring in Pedri? Pedri is also the upgrade on De Bruyne, so we can put him in the starting 11. Alongside, of course, Ruben Dias 29.90, Pedri is 91 at 23. An incredible side that has to win more trophies, has to get back to winning trophies. In season out, we made it in Serie A, 90 points, 3 points onto the leaderboard, as we have just about defeated Milan by 1 point. Supercoppa though, we lose to Juventus on penalties, that was unlucky. The Coppa Italia goes to Napoli over Juventus, and we got knocked out early doors in the round of 16 by Sassuolo of all teams. In the Champions League, however, we topped our group ahead of Chelsea in flying colours, Benfica last in that group. In the round of 16, we got defeated though, oh my god, by RB Leipzig. Once again, it is Lautaro Martinez with 20 goals, the best scorer, 17 for Thuram, 15 for Boniface, our striker trio. Then Çalhanoğlu again with steady 12 goals. The team though is looking fantastic. Martinez at 29, he's 94 overall. Pedri is at 24, 92 already. Çalhanoğlu has gone down by 1, still 89 though. Barella up to a 91, Bastoni 92. I am though of the belief that we have to do better next season. I mean, just one title, 3 points onto the leaderboard, which makes it 8 points after, of course, 4 seasons. Not too great, 2 points average per, of course, season. That's not good enough. I have, of course, once again found a whole host of players here in the Youth Academy at the start of this 5th season. Martino, a goalkeeper, 1770 overall already. 1768 rated. Tiziano Greco, a centre-back. And a winger, Alberto Longo, 18 years of age, 70 overall. All of those are going to get promoted immediately to the senior team. The first signing of season number 5 is for a Portuguese centre-back. A man who will replace Bissek in this team. From PSG in this save, it is Antonio Silva, one of Portugal's brightest prospects, for 30 million plus Bissek. As a second and probably final signing of season number 5, we have gone in for a new cam, an Italian, replacing Kevin De Bruyne in a swap deal, one of Italy's brightest prospects in real life. From Roma, it is Tommaso Baldanzi joining us for 80 million plus Kevin De Bruyne, who was about 36 now. Ferreira has returned from loan. He's 21, 84 overall. Ferrari, on the other hand, is 19, 80 overall. I tried to get those guys here loan moves as well as Greco and Martino. As you can see, we have Silva now on the reserves, Bove as well. They don't even make it on the bench. Baldanzi is there on the bench. A fantastic first team. I don't even think we need a third transfer this season. So at the end of season number 5, we have absolutely destroyed Serie A. 15 points ahead of Napoli and Juventus. 97 points, only 1 loss in 38 games. What a season. However, no Supercoppa as Napoli have been defeated by Juventus. And we have been defeated by Juventus as well in the semis. Brilliant. And no Coppa Italia either, as Juventus have won that as well over Roma. We have been knocked out in round of 16. Once again, an early Coppa Italia exit against Spezia of all teams. In the Champions League, we topped our group in flying colours ahead of Bayern. In the round of 16, we absolutely tanked Spurs 5-2. Quarterfinals, we beat PSG 3-1. Semi-finals, we then got... we got beaten by Manchester City. I mean, still not good enough to win the Champions League, it seems. I mean, Martinez, what have you eaten, my friend? 44 goals for him. 44. 95 overall. 13 goals for Barella, 13 for Thuram, 9 for Boniface, 9 for Simon, 6 goals, 11 assists for Çalhanoğlu, but 44 goals in 52 appearances. That is crazy. Again, having a little look at the squad here, it's just, again, nearly as good as it can get. We have an 87 rated centre-back. Maybe we replace him next season. Çalhanoğlu also goes down at 34. He's 88 now. Thuram is also 88, but still, I think, 29, now 30. But, yeah, we have to strap ourselves in. Otherwise, we'll be below Manchester United. On 32, they are. But we are on 11 after half the takeover, after 5 seasons. To start off season number 6, in good old Inter fashion, we go in for a free agent. A young man, a regen. His name is Robert Sonko, from the free agency list to Inter. The free agents are just broken in this game. A Polish man, 19 years of age. Striker, that's who we've gone in for. Kuba Baran coming from the free agency list again. I would say we have made quite good business going in for yet another centre-back here. He comes to Inter for 30 million. It is William Saliba plus Denzel Dumfries. 30 million, that is a steal, an absolute steal. His contract was expiring. The players we've bought in: Sonko, the centre-back, 2081, an exciting prospect. Strikers, 1777 in Baran, probably the Lewandowski regen. And William Saliba, the centre-back, 2789. None of these get even into, of course, the starting 11. And probably Sonko and Barak are going to get loaned out in this season. Season 6, and once again we are the Serie A champions. 88 points, first place, 5 points ahead of Milan. 3 points onto the leaderboard. Make that 4 points because we've also won the Supercoppa over Juventus 3-1. And 5 points because on the penalty shootout, what was that? I mean, 12-11 on penalties. I've never seen anything like it. Let's see how we did in the Champions League. Very narrowly we got through ahead of Sociedad and Wolfsburg. In the round of 16 we scraped through PSG. Quarterfinals we destroyed Real Madrid. Oh wow. Semi-finals we absolutely obliterated Napoli. And in the final, what? 7-4. What is that Champions League final? We have won the Champions League against Barcelona. 7-4. Is that a game out of the 1950s or something? Goals once again, 34 for Martinez, up to a 96. What a beast. 19 goals for Thuram, 16 for Boniface. The 3 strikers, among those 3 we have scored about 69 goals. What a number. This team has collected 10 points over the course of this 6th season. Finally, these guys come in clutch. It was about time because apart from Çalhanoğlu and Thuram, there are no players under the overall of course, 90. Çalhanoğlu can be replaced with Fratesi as well. 21 points after 6 seasons. Still a lot of room to go up. I mean, we haven't done really well apart from this 6th season. We've won the league last season, so I'm not going to make any changes for this season. Maybe next season we can replace Çalhanoğlu, but for now I'm fine with Fratesi there at the CM spot. Absolutely brilliant team. It's season number 7 and it's yet another Serie A title. 3 points onto the board. Also a point for the EA Sports Super Cup, the Italian Super Cup, 4 points. And 5 points for defeating Lazio in the Coppa Italia. 6 points even for defeating Leipzig 2-1 in the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup final. So we've won everything there is so far. Can we also win the Champions League? Inter only second though in the group here, Group G. Round of 16 we destroyed Dortmund 5-2. Quarterfinals we absolutely obliterated Wolfsburg 5-0. Semi-finals we scraped past Leipzig. We've only beaten German teams, but now we have to face Bayern Munich again and we beat them. I mean, only German teams on our way to the final. How crazy is that? And I mean, this Martinez guy, even though he's gone down by 1, 38 goals. That might be his best season yet. I don't know, maybe one season was better. 14 goals for Thuram, 13 for Boniface. Always these 3 up top here. Again, this team is just absolutely disgustingly good. 2 perfect seasons back to back. Thuram down to an 88, so we might need to replace him with Boniface, who is 3 years younger. But this team is great, absolutely fantastic. Even youth academy players like Greco, Martino, Ferrari, 88 coming back from loan. After 7 seasons, we are now on same points than Manchester United after 10, which is 32 points. Let's work on getting away from that bottom spot as fast as possible. So for that 8th season, we are making some changes. First off, it is a French centre midfielder into the club. It is Warren Zaire-Emery joining us from PSG for his release clause, 272 million. Second player we get is a Moroccan. I don't know who this guy is, whose region it is. He's a centre forward, 21, 88 overall. Brahim Said joining us from RC Lens in France, 137 million. And finally, nice swap deal with the aging Marcus Thuram. I have gone in for a very, very big prospect in world football in real life. He plays at Bayern there in real life. Here he comes in from Brighton of all teams. 25 million only, plus Marcus Thuram. We have loaned out and sold once again a whole list of players, as you can see, like Bove, who had reached his potential, 52 million to Napoli. We've loaned out Martino, Ferrari, Greco and Baran once again for a year to Lazio. With the team looking this good, we have to bag further trophies in season number 8. Season 8 has come to a close and we've just about retained our crown here. Same points than Milan, 6 ahead of Napoli, but I guess goal difference or head-to-head have decided it in our favour. Milan have defeated us on penalties in the Supercoppa. A 4th point though comes in the Coppa Italia as we have absolutely tanked Fiorentina 4-1. Make that 5 because we've also won the UEFA Super Cup against Leeds of all teams. Wow. In the Champions League we've actually topped our group in flying colours ahead of Rangers in quite a Europa League group quality wise. We've scraped past PSG 5-3 on penalties. Quarterfinals we've tanked our city rivals Milan 4-0. But in the semi-finals we have fallen short to Borussia Dortmund. We've been up, as it seems like, 2-1. But then we've lost 5-4 on aggregate. Martinez 34 goals, Boniface this time with 26. Tell has replaced Thuram, 14 for him, 11 for Simmons. This team is looking nice. I mean, Barella has gone down to a 90, so has Di Marco. But Saliba 91, Diaz 90, Bastoni 95, Vicario even up to a 91. We have collected 5 points in this 8th season. 37 after 8 seasons. For season 9, I let go of William Saliba to Man United for 150 million. We've also sold the former youth academy player Ricardo Ferreira for 116 million. Just to fill the void William Saliba has left in this squad, we sign a 20-year-old, 85 rated centre-back in Benjamin Willems from Celta Vigo for 92 million. I don't know, maybe the Virgil van Dijk region. A player like Martinelli also returned from loan, just like Sonko. Now they are ready, of course, to play in this super team. Still have about 700 million in our budget that, I mean, we have 2 transfers left, but I don't know what to do, how to do it. And so as our final signing, we make a Hakan Çalhanoğlu move. Actually, this time it is from Milan to Inter, just like Çalhanoğlu in real life. The biggest Italian prospect. He's only 21, 89 overall, a centre forward who can play anywhere up front. It is Sergio Ricci giving us squad depth for 150 million from our crosstown rivals, AC Milan, of course. By the way, Brahim Said can finally be changed to a right midfielder and he stays at an 88. Ricci, though, an absolute menace anywhere on the pitch. I mean, I'm gonna put him on a CAM development plan, which will take him only 2 weeks. Just like that, both Fratesi and Barella don't even play in the starting 11. Zeremri is there, as well as Baldanzi, both of course younger and about the same overall, then both Barella and Fratesi. So Ricci changing from a centre forward to a CAM, stays at an 89, but will go up in about, I don't know, 24. And our streak in Serie A is over. Once again on same points, this time with Juventus, and they get the better of us. We also don't win the Super Cup, as Napoli defeat Milan in that. We don't even win Coppa Italia, this season is an L so far. Juventus defeat Lazio in that. Well, let's see how we did in the Champions League. We started off well, that's our saving grace here. 4 points ahead of Monaco in the group. In the round of 16, we absolutely tanked Sporting. Well done, 6-2. Quarterfinals, we just about overcame Liverpool, 3-2. And in the semis, we tanked Villarreal to make it into the finals against Monaco, who defeated PSG. And we have beaten Monaco 3-2, an absolute classic, in the finals. So 5 points at least this season for the Champions League. I mean, Martinez stats have really dipped. That's because his overall has dipped as well. This is just normal at some point. He's 34, still 22 goals, still the most goals in our club though. 42 points after, of course, 9 seasons. So let's see what we can do in the final season, season 10. We do have Ferrari now, who returned from loan, who is even better than Baldanzi. So he starts this season. He's, of course, one of the former Youth Academy players. The best one of the lot. And we've once again narrowly reclaimed our title. The Serie A title makes it, of course, 3 points in season number 10. Make that 4, as we've also defeated Juventus in the Supercoppa. We don't win the Coppa Italia. We haven't won that very often, I'm not gonna lie. Roma win that over Salernitana. A 5th point, though, in the UEFA Supercoppa, or UEFA Super Cup, as they say, defeating Borussia Dortmund. Now, can we make it yet another 5 points and 10 points in the last and final season? We started off very well in quite an easy Champions League Group B. Ahead of Kiev, we absolutely spanked Lille in the round of 16. We then proceeded to spank PSG in the quarterfinals. It's a French mission so far. Semis, we then went to Spain and absolutely defeated Barcelona 3-1 to face Leipzig in the final, where we collect yet another 5 points. The UEFA Champions League once again in the bag. Back-to-back Champions League trophies in the final 2 seasons. 10 points in season number 10. A little glance at the final stats. Ferrari came in clutch. I mean, 25-93. Varane even with 15 goals. He was, of course, our striker this year. Boniface and Tal both with 10. Martinez still the top dog with 20 goals. He scored so many goals in this takeover in these 10 seasons. He's been there from minute 1 until the last season. What a legend. And even though I didn't change a lot in this squad over the last couple of seasons, they are still wild. Absolutely wild. Most of the players in their 90s. 93 Simmons, 93 Ferrari, 92 Zeremri, 92 Frimpong still. Willems now up to an 89 at 21. Vicario at 36 till 89. Crazy team, crazy bench even, and even the reserves look fantastic, phenomenal. So with Inter, after 10 seasons, we are on 52 points. Not a bad points total at all. Of course, still Real Madrid ahead in first spot, 70 points for them. Then shared second spot for Barcelona and Chelsea, but then already on 52 points, as I said, Inter Milan in 4th, ahead of the likes of Napoli, their rivals, their Italian rivals. But lads, if you enjoyed this video, this takeover with Inter, I'd really appreciate if you could spare a second and drop a like on the video. Took me a while to record this. And also if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. But anyways, for now, I'm gonna leave you alone. Wish you a wonderful rest of your day. It's been Rebuild Sombrero. I'm out.